Hello, welcome, and good evening to this special edition of the Mad Show, ladies and gentlemen. And today we talk about Cannes Lions 2021. And before we go further, let me highlight this to you that I am not an advertising expert. I am not the domain expert. So very soon, I shall be passing on the baton to our domain experts here at BW Business World. But before that, I would like to highlight 5 points which stood out for India at this year Cannes Lions 2021, which was a virtual event, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, just after the pandemic. Last year, everybody was surprised when the event was postponed for the entire year. This year, of course, the event was a virtual event. So let's move on and see the 5 points which stood out for India this year at the Cannes Lions 2021. Point number 1, the medals tally. Taking its medal count to 22 with 2 golds, 9 silver and 11 bronze lions, the Indian contingent managed to scale up its 2019 performance of just 18 wins. पिछले साल के मुकाबले हमारे यहाँ बढ़ोतरी हुई. हमने ज्यादा ओलंपिक के मेडल्स जीते. मेरा मतलब है एडवर्टाइजिंग के मेडल्स जीते, of course. Point number 2, digital-led campaigns. Well, India has always been perceived as a market which is slow adopter of digital technology. And if you would ask this question a couple of years ago from any advertising professional, they would tell you कि यार इंडिया में advertising जो है digitally थोड़ी सी slow adopt होती है. But guess what? This year proved all of them wrong. 2 of the biggest wins came from digital-led creative agency. Dentsu Web Chitney that won 7 lions and FCB Group India with 8 lions. So this year would be a benchmark, ladies and gentlemen, for the digital advertising revolution in India. Point number 3, well, purpose-led campaigns. India stood out for its purpose-led campaigns this year, ladies and gentlemen. Be it brands or agency, the communication which stood out was driven by purpose and was addressing a social problem. Be it Vice News 8-bit journal campaign, Stay Free's Project Free Period, or Mumbai Police's Punishing Signal. All of them were addressing a social problem and for a cause. Point number 4, ad budget. It has been a conventional approach, not only in India, but across the world. It has been a conventional thinking that clients which spend more actually end up bagging more medals at any Oscars of advertising. Or for that matter, they get most recognition. But guess what? This year at Cannes, that has been proven wrong, especially with reference to India. The clients which have won maximum amount of medals, let's say 12 out of 22 medals, have been backed by low spenders, ladies and gentlemen. Vice News, it's a media brand. We in media know that we spend less. And then Mumbai Police, it's not your conventional HUL, P&G or a Johnson & Johnson which would like to spend a lot more. Mumbai Police and Vice are conventionally low spenders on advertising, and this year they bagged the maximum medals. The tally for both these brands is together standing at 12 medals out of the 22 which were won by India. Point number 5, last but not the least, IPG media brands stood out this year. Out of the 22 medals which India won, 10 were won by IPG media brands, 7 was the tally for Dentsu, and followed by WPP Group. So these were the 5 points which were highlighters. Now let's dive in, ladies and gentlemen, at the 2 gold categories, the 2 campaigns which won gold. First is Mumbai Police's Punishing Signal. Let's watch the campaign.
Welcome to the honking capital of the world. Here, people honk even when the signal is red. Sawai hai na? Maybe they think that by honking, they can make the signal turn green faster. समझतच नाही. We, the Mumbai police, were itching to do something about this. One day, we connected decibel meters to a few signal poles around the city. If the decibel level went over 85 dB, the signal would reset and stay red for longer. आता बसा बोंबलत.
Out for a pleasant holiday. Come to Bombay, Bombay मेरी है. Bum 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 bum, Bombay मेरी है. Bum 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 bum, Bombay मेरी है.
बजाओ बजाओ और जोर से बजाओ और रुको. free to honk. That is, if you don't mind waiting. कशी वाटली idea?
The campaign essentially wanted to reduce honking. Honking has been a social problem which not only bothers Mumbai police but also our local pedestrians. So FCB Interface came up with this campaign for Mumbai police, and yes, it did prove out to be successful, at least at Cannes Lions. Meanwhile, the second campaign which bagged gold for India at Cannes Lions this year was Project Free Period by Stay Free. The agency behind the campaign was DDB Mudra, and the category was creative strategy. Now that is some achievement, ladies and gentlemen. Creative strategy is a very difficult category to crack, and DDB Mudra and Stay Free did just that. Now, how did they do that? Let's look at the campaign first.
There is blood constantly.
I hate my period. It's a nightmare. It's the worst 3 days of the month. Don't argue with me on this.
Brought from rural areas and tricked into prostitution, India's commercial sex workers are exploited on a daily basis. Periods are the only days when they're not forced to work.
जो काम है ना हमारा हमेशा रहता है, जुकाम सर्दी 3 दिन पीरियड्स आता है, वही टाइम में हम लोग घर में आराम करते हैं.
अच्छा लगता है, घर पे टाइम पास करता है, घर का काम धंधा करता है.
This is the story of how India's leading sanitary napkin brand Stay Free is helping women in the sex trade learn the skills of a new trade on their free period days. Introducing Project Free Period. India's leading anti-trafficking NGO Prerna and a team of expert trainers came together to create a one-of-its-kind curriculum. Designed to generate economic sustenance, the courses were condensed into easy 3-day modules for the women to learn one period at a time.
अगर सीखेगा मेरे को कोई आगे जाके काम आएगा, बच्चा लोग को लेके अच्छा जिंदगी जिएगा बस.
On International Women's Day, we put out a nationwide call for more trainers, and thousands added their skills and resources to the project. With the support of UNICEF and other educationalists, leading colleges are now volunteering for Project Free Period. We also introduced our women to a new source of income with various exhibitions of their products. Along with access to the 5 million weekly customer base of India's largest retailer, Big Bazaar. India's largest microfinance bank, Ujjivan, also partnered with us to provide financial literacy classes to our women. And as more and more brands extend their support, Project Free Period continues to grow.
Project Free Period. It is the smallest...
Say that we all have dreams, and I don't want anybody
Free Period makes a difference to
As
their
a
life.
brand that is intimate connected with women, we are proud to make this possible.
আমার ছেলে বড় হয়ে আগে গিয়ে বলতে পারবে আমার মা কি কাজ করছে.
Now that is an interesting feat. Unlike most women, commercial sex workers welcome periods, welcome their monthly periods. It's a monthly break for them. Stay Free identified that. Now everybody, every NGO or every brand talks about the misery of commercial sex workers, or they try to get them out, but very few brands actually understand the empathy factor here or the practical factors here which are needed. You cannot get commercial workers out of their jobs just like that. They need an alternative, and for that they need training, and Stay Free filled in that gap very smartly, and they offered them training. A big applause to Stay Free and Mumbai Police for bagging gold this year और भारत का सर ऊंचा करने के लिए अंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर पर at the Cannes Lions 2021. Now, as promised, I will pass the baton to my colleague Soumya, who has been in this space covering this domain for the last few years. And Soumya will take us further into the Indian journey at the Cannes Lions 2021.
I'm all elated and thrilled to talk with some of the stars shining bright at the Cannes Lions International Film Festival of Creativity 2021. To begin with, I have with me Robbie Matthew, Vice Chairman and CCO, FCB Interface, speaking on the Bell of the Ball, the Punishing Signal campaign, and of course, the Times Out and Proud that has been highly lauded as well.
I mean, it started with a brief from my client, it's Mumbai Police. We've been handling the Mumbai Police account for 25 years actually. So it's a very old client of ours actually. So you in Bombay, if you go around, there are multiple hoardings here and there, different parts of the city which are police hoardings. Okay, so our job is to come up with ideas for those hoardings largely. Of course, there are other things also that we handle. So the brief that we got was to create an outdoor campaign against the honking, indiscriminate honking, unnecessary honking. Right, because most of our honking any which way is unnecessary, right? तो ऐसे ही है, चलो बैठा है तो चलो दबा दो उसको, right? So that is what we are about, honestly. So the campaign was aimed at that, and we had to come up with our coding idea. So we were thinking about it, and the truth is that like we spent more than 5-6 days, and we weren't very happy where we were going, because we felt that okay, we are doing something creative there, but then listen, I mean, I don't think people even bother about these things, because they just, it's almost an instinctive thing. Chalo, I am there, I'll press the on and I will do that. Okay, people don't think. I mean, they just look at the hoarding. It's like those little warnings on cigarette packets. Yeah, you read the packet that will give you cancer, and then you light your cigarette after that. Yeah. So like in a way, maybe we are like that. Maybe I'm pushing the logic, but it's a bit like that. So what we felt was that we have to do something that kind of forces the person to change his behavior, his or her behavior, right? Like, so how do we influence the person's behavior? So what can we do to make the person change? Like the person has no option but to change the behavior, right? So what is it that we can do? So once we gave ourselves this brief, then it became actually more tough, right? So kya karna hai? So we decided to. So then we realized that if I have to change behavior, you have to identify the behavior, right? Just honking is a very broad behavior. I honk any place and every place, including the basement of my building. Correct? वहाँ भी बजाएंगे, hospital के आगे बजाएंगे, road पे भी बजाएंगे, signal. So that was a big monster to handle. So we said, can we identify a particular behavior? So after a lot of thought and discussions, we arrived at this thing where we just start honking before the signal turns green. Yeah, the signal is, you have a ticker that is going on in reverse, and it's going towards 0, and when it's on 4 or 5 or 7 or wherever, depends on the guy's mood at that point of time, he starts honking, right? So if that and we said, okay, let's identify this, because this is genuinely unnecessary, because the signal is red. Yeah, plus where can the guy go? Correct, you're honking, but where can the poor guy in front go? Because there is a signal there. So we thought, let's identify that. So we picked that up. Once we picked that up, then I feel now in hindsight, it's very easy to say these things in hindsight, but from there it was easy to reach the punishing signal. We first thought of ideas that we could do on the hoardings and stuff like that. Because each signal actually will have hoardings there. If you look at it, there will be little signages everywhere, right, around the hoardings. But that's where maybe because people are parked there or they've stopped there for 2 minutes and they'll be seeing the message. So we thought we will do messaging there. Then the next stage was actually to reach the signal. What if we did something with the signal? Right? How do we discourage them? Which then led to the signal, which would actually make the impatient person wait. Right? If you're impatient, the opposite should happen to you. Right? For doing this wrong thing, because of your impatience, you will have to just wait for another minute before you go. That's how the punishing signal was born, actually. That was in a way, a broad background of the idea. Yeah.
And what about the other one, Times Out and Proud?
Yeah, so that, I am really not the right person to ask about that.
That's okay.
But I also thought that, but the point is, what I liked about that idea is that, you have matrimonial things, you have appointment stuff, everything. But then, hey, listen, can I have a space where guys come out and tell you that, this is not something to hide, right? I come out and tell the world what I am, right? There is so that whole thing, I thought that was where the beauty was,
Sure.
So I guess broadly I would say that is what the idea was. You created that property there, right?
So we've seen a digital-only agency among the highest Lions winners. Has this been expected or signal the changes of how creativity is shaping in India in domains such as cyber, mobile, etc.?
I'm not so sure. See, what is the reality? The reality is that the ideas are getting celebrated, right? So digital is one more medium in that sense, right? So I would say that yes, I mean the agencies. I'm saying if there were technology, I mean there were ideas which were in the digital space, yeah, they got recognized. That's which is fine. I'm saying largely, Cannes is, if you just look at the categories, I mean still there are like tons of categories where it's what you call non-digital, non-technology in the sense, right? So which is fair. But what is the truth? The truth is the trend is going that way. The trend is there now. All of us are living on our phones here, isn't it? Because my son, I don't see ever switching on the TV. Everything is consumed on the phone.
Today, mobile is TV, mobile is radio. Everything is in the mobile.
Exactly. So now, if that is the medium, it's like in the good old days when people saved money for 2 years and bought a TV. Then we made films for them, right? When now everything is moving into this medium, so we will have technology, ideas, whatever going into that space. But largely, I'm saying is there were tons of ads which were done in all mediums, right? But what do the award shows do? They pick up the creme de la creme of that, the finest of that. The ideas are celebrated. It's not the technology alone, right? It's what you did with the technology. Is what you did with the idea.
What? Okay, so Robbie, owing to your experience,
but the future is obviously, it's so obvious that the future is going there, and it's I mean even a person who's not in the business will tell you that it's all going in the area of technology and this and
agreed.
And the best part is we don't even know where it's going because it's changing every single day, right?
Agreed.
Because what do they say? I mean, remember all those articles a few years ago where they talked about so many people in rural India. Like I have cousins of mine who never had computers in their house. Correct. So what they did is they jumped directly to the mobile, to the so-called computer on the mobile phone. You understood, na? It's no longer एक दिन ने ये किया, कंप्यूटर लिया, फिर डेस्कटॉप लिया, लैपटॉप लिया, पैड लिया, फिर मैंने फोन पे लाया. It's not necessary. It's jumping. So we don't even know where it will jump from now. You know.
That's true.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe a washing machine will be talking to us. Yeah. Right.
Right. So, Robbie, owing to your experience and expertise, what are the ingredients that make for an award-winning campaign?
I would say the insight, the truth that you are trying to address, right? The way the idea connects with people, the relevance of the idea, right? And the clarity with which it is expressed to the people.
Yeah.
So then I guess then it all kind of falls into place, you know, like what is the truth that you've identified? Otherwise it's a gimmick, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have life.
Yeah. Please allow me to welcome PG Aditya, National Creative Director, Dentsu Web Chutney, who's loving the agency's winning streak and is here to give us a sneak peek into the 3 glittering campaigns that are being admired globally.
I'll start, of course, with I think the one that's gotten the biggest haul, which is 8-Bit Journo. It is, I think for us, I mean, tons and tons of reasons to love that idea. But if there's one thing I would take away from a pure from Web Chutney and our team and our general skill set point of view, I think we're very happy that we were able to. The teams have actually been able to learn a new design skill because of this particular piece. It is the first Indian award in the digital craft category, which we're pretty happy about. I think in 2019 we introduced India to social and influencer as a category. There had been no wins since then, and Chutney's Voice of Hunger campaign for Swiggy was the first winner there. This year, the same thing has happened with the digital craft in 8-Bit Journo. So in a way, it's kind of diversifying India's portfolio at Cannes Lions, which is very encouraging. as a digital first agency, since like I think we've had design as something that's been core to what we do, but perhaps in the last 5 or 6 years we've not had as much design excellence from an output point of view that we would have liked. I think 8-bit is a very, very encouraging sign from that standpoint, because it is truly great craft. So like I said, tons and tons of things to love about that idea, but for us, as a creative and strategy team, this is the most refreshing part. I think we covered briefly on 8-bit. I'd love to talk a little bit about what drove Thappad and Swiggy's Better Half recipes. These two, I think, they're a good example of a continued brand and agency relationship that's just been doing better and better work year on year. The team that's behind, the brand that's behind Thappad's World's Most Reported Trailer was also the brand behind our 2019 winner, Uri the Surgical Strike. So it's the same client for which we've done 2 movie promotions year on year and 2 winning campaigns year on year. Similarly, Swiggy, huge consequential brand. In 2019, it was Voice of Hunger, which is it was just a wacky, funny, almost like a toyish kind of a tone to that idea. And in 2021, you see a completely different shift where here's an idea that's actually about purpose and about what feminism at home means and so on and so forth. So I love the fact that we've been able to explore Swiggy's multiple, their own different sides of their personality as a brand with both of these campaigns. So especially for these two, I think it's a hallmark of a good continued relationship. And for 8-bit, I think we've started a very, very exciting journey with Vice as a client, and I'm really hoping to see way more work come out between Chutney and them over the course of the next few years.
Aditya, this year we have a digital-only agency among the highest Lions winners. Has this been expected, or does this signal the change of how creativity is shaping in India in domains such as cyber, mobile, etc.?
Sure. I think the encouraging sign is that yes, it's a digital first agency, but the work has not been digital alone. So that's an encouraging sign for us as well. I think if I were to take the Better Half recipes, which is one of the winning pieces, that is, the core execution was a physical book, and that's how the idea manifested in its core. So this has been kind of on for us since the last, I think, half a decade, where we've tried to diversify our own kind of real outside core digital, which is the same thing that I'm sure if you would ask your other participants about their diversification, a lot of them have had fantastic successes within digital as well. So I'd love to think that we are at the expiry date year for this question. I think we've all become that nice, big, fluid, creative ball that we wanted to be since the last decade. We have every agency that's able to upskill, that's able to become way more versatile. That's happened not just with us, that's happened with a lot of the other top agencies in the country as well. So I'm really looking forward to a point where, that we'll realize that this was a question that was asked until a point, but to be able to actually get past that right now. Because like you said, 2019 kind of began that this thing, and I think it's kind of, it's the same thing that's kind of showing in 2021 as well. So there's really no other way from where this can go.
Fair enough. Okay, so Aditya, purpose also remained cornerstone to most of the campaigns this year. How do you look at the relationship between creativity, purpose, and business?
Purpose and diversity leads to better business results. I think we've seen lots and lots of evidence of this. Once again, I'll talk about the Better Half recipes as an example over here. This is an idea which, for Swiggy as a brand, diversity is core to their DNA as a brand. So it's not that they became a brand that believed in this for the purpose of this idea. It was that this is a brand that intrinsically believes in this, whether or not this idea existed. And creativity is just something that manifests purpose in a way that gives you better business results, right? It's making that purpose something that it's externalizing it into something else that can actually give you business results. And that's what this idea did. I'd love to also, and this is the only thing that we need to kind of focus on more and more. And I'd love to talk a little bit about like bigger brands need to start believing in this agenda right now, especially in India. The more we see large consequential brands taking up, asking themselves these tough questions and using creativity as a tool to manifest it, I think that's just going to lead to better work, better business, better impact all around. And Cannes Lions is only going to be a place that celebrates it. It's not going to be something that's created for that.
DDB Mudra has made us proud yet again by getting the gold home. Joining me is Rahul Matthews, CCO DDB Mudra Group, to speak on one of the sunshine campaigns of Cannes Lions Festival this year, Project Free Period for Safety.
When people ask me this, I think often my reply to this is that Free Period is not a campaign for us, it's actually a journey. And we've been on this since 2017. It's because it's not just a piece of communication. It's got so many nuances to it, got so many layers to it. It's got so many things that we've learned, unlearned as we progressed with the campaign. And we've been building on it year on year because we definitely believe in the impact it can make. Actually, COVID has hit the campaign a lot more because our connections with the community of commercial sex workers has been kind of severed because of the hindrance caused by COVID. But for us, from the time when we started on this journey, we've learned so much, and I think I always say this, that we've grown in this journey as much as the campaign has grown. We've learned so many things as we move forward. It's an important campaign. So unlike a lot of brands where we hear so much about purpose and cause and all these things being ambitions by a brand or focus of a brand. I think in a brand like Stay Free, when you're talking about a country where the penetration is just 16% sanitary pad penetration in our country, that's abysmal, right? So you can't look at. I don't think for a brand the purpose of a conversation around periods is not just purpose, it's also business. Because the only way brands will grow in these kind of categories is when periods as a conversation or periods as a conversation is going to get more comfortable for people, and people are going to be able to talk about it openly. So I think many acts fall under the umbrella of this, and this Free Period is actually only the more celebrated one or the more visible one. But there have been so many other acts we do for Stay Free to what we call it our mission to normalize the conversation around periods. So it's from that. So it's a project that's very close to our hearts. It's a project we've been running for a long time. We've been we're all very emotionally invested in it as much as we are creatively invested in it. It's great to see a campaign like that getting celebrated. It's every time it gets us glory, it's only validated our belief in it, and kind of motivated everyone to push a little more and see, chalo isko thoda aage badhate. Hopefully, once things settle down after COVID, we'll be able to again kind of get back the momentum we've lost. Because this is not I put it this way, this campaign is all about of a lot of partnerships coming together, because while you have an idea, you have an intent, you have a client, to reach out to the community, we can't do it. You have to go through these NGOs who work with the women much more closely. They're the ones who are the bond. So it's a whole ecosystem. What we really created on this brand is an ecosystem and a blueprint, which we've been trying to make it sustain on its own. So every time, what we feel our role is to just keep it turning and it sustains itself. So we've been adding layers which allows it to be scaled up or to be used in any market anywhere. That's been our attempt. But so the minute something like COVID sometimes just takes the steam out of it. Hopefully it'll be back on. We'll be able to get it back on course once things get a little more normal.
Right. So taking cue from this answer, I think my next question will make a lot of sense here. So purpose evidently has remained cornerstone of most of the campaigns this year. How do you look at the relationship between creativity, purpose, and business?
Okay, so I think it differs from brand to brand. Like I told you, in a brand like Stay Free, purpose is business. If today I don't get, if I don't get the conversation around periods, if you don't work towards making the conversation around periods comfortable, how comfortable will it be for a woman to speak up and say कि वो महीने के जो budget में है मेरे को sanitary pad डालना है. वो the more you make this conversation normal, the more she will be able to speak up and say, okay, I have to budget for that also, because the budget is made with the husband. A woman today shies away from even telling her husband she needs pads, right? So is it purpose or is it business? I think it's business. Similarly, when a brand like Lifebuoy or Savlon urges people to wash hands, is it purpose or is it business? It's directly linked to business. But yes, I mean, we do have some instances where we struggle, and I think that's the question to ask. When you talk about your purpose, is your brand at the core of it? Is it something that is you've got the license to say more than anyone else? Right. I think that's where we sometimes, as an industry, go off. We start making larger conversations, which you wonder, are you just having a conversation for, to have a conversation, or is it really legitimately your conversation to have? And I think that question, the more you ask that question, I think the more you'll be able to see business in your purpose. I think currently we pulling it apart, because we're doing a purpose and we're doing a business, and then the business, it's almost, and then what happens then is also you start seeing the work also become two kinds. You see extreme creativity on one end and extreme functional, no thought given on one end. It's because you're trying to make peace with the fact that that's got it. That's not the culture of creativity. The culture of creativity is where whatever I do, and I don't think, and at least that's the culture we build at DDB, that we really believe that we believe in creativity being a force, being the most powerful force in business. So this creativity and business, both of it is important, and the creativity is the force that influences business. I mean, we have a philosophy which we call unexpected works, which is that when you do something very unexpected, it works because it gets unexpected results for your brand, it gets unexpected results for your consumer, for your client, it gets unexpected share of voice, it gets unexpected conversation generated around it. So I think the more we start seeing it as we start looking for, why should I be having this conversation, the less it will feel as if here's business and here's purpose.
Very well said. Okay, so Rahul, owing to your experience and expertise, what are the ingredients that make for an award-winning campaign?
I'm not gonna answer award-winning campaign. I'm gonna answer what makes for a really creative campaign. And if it wins, it's great. Because I don't think we ever set out to make an award-winning campaign. We're very clear. We try to do something that makes us proud and makes us feel really good.
That gives you some sort of a creative gratification, right?
Yeah. Because you won't win all the time. Let's be absolutely honest about that. If you ask me one thing in my experience, you're not going to win all the time. You may have a great campaign, you may not win. But you should know that what you're sending for awards is your best possible interpretation or best possible shot at creativity. So you should not feel that you've held something back. उसके बाद ठीक है, मतलब उतना उसके बाद so let it go, But so what makes a really creative campaign? I think honesty. You gotta really put in. So whatever you're saying, it has to be authentic and honest, and you should know that it's great for the brand. And you should say it with, and you should have honesty about the fact that you put in your best, right? and if you are not, and I think that second bit about honesty is also about when you know it's not good, you need to call it out and say no. I think sometimes move ahead. Comfortable spaces don't create great work. Comfortable places create comfortable work that comfortably goes through everything, and nobody notices it after it comes out. You just feel great about the process. I think the second thing about really creative work, and this plays off the uncomfortable bit, is to, I have a very simple philosophy to work, is that you have to either create or you have to protect, right? And both are equally important. Because after the creation comes the most important bit, which is the protection. It's like, in American football, they have a quarterback who throws the ball to someone who catches it. I think he's called a linebacker or something. So when he runs, there are people running with him trying to protect him from getting tackled, because that ball needs to get across the line. So I think protection is very important as well. So as how many people rally around making sure that the vision of your creative work doesn't get compromised through too much of opinion, too much of sometimes research. Of course, you got to take it into, like I said, if you're honest about what you created, protecting it is as important, because you know that you're not doing disservice to your brand. It's going to work. Now you got to protect it, because anything that is anything that's going to really be provocative is going to make people uncomfortable. And sometimes our first approach in anything that is uncomfortable is to smooth कर देते हैं, और उसको ना सारे उसके edges हटा देते हैं, एकदम smooth कर देते हैं, फिर सबको अच्छा लगेगा. That's a time when, and even there's another step. And sometimes when you're not able to protect, I think you need to have the resilience to say, okay, this is dead now. Let's go do something else. It's not going to work. So I would think these are the steps to be able to create with honesty, protect with full energy, and if you lose a battle, to have the resilience to pick yourself up and say, let's go do this all over again.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from this special edition of the Match Show focusing on the Cannes Lions 2021. Indeed, India outperformed itself as compared to last year, and we did indeed achieve certain milestones which will be remembered for times to come. We shall see you soon in the upcoming episodes. Stay tuned, stay safe, bye-bye, and namaskar.